Okay, so I am back. I have been doing bad as you saw in my last video. I'm trying to get back on track, and that's what I've really learned is that I'm one of those people who cannot do things spontaneously. If I don't have a plan, then I just don't, stick to a plan. So I'm taking what I know about losing weight and I'm applying it by first off doing what I've already done. Because it's not like this is the first time I've done this. It's not like I don't know what to do. It's just execution and making some adjustments. So the adjustments I'm going to need to make is obviously I have to keep my mind on the weight loss while my mind's on other things. Because, before my entire identity was just wrapped up in the losing weight. That's all I was about. That's all I had to do. I didn't have a life anymore. I had, basically given up. So for me, just to throw myself into weight loss, that's easy because I didn't have anything else to throw myself into. Well, now it's a little bit different. Now, I'm not going to be spending hours in the gym. I talked about this in my last video too. So, it has to be starting out with diet-based, and that's difficult for me to get back into because I've gained so much weight back. I haven't even gotten a scale. I'm afraid to get on the scale. I know I'll be super discouraged. So I'm trying to lose a bit of weight before I do my first weigh-in again to see the damage done. I know I've gained at least 100 pounds, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm definitely like 360. I wouldn't be surprised if I was closer to 400, honestly. But I didn't do well at all. But I'm not worried because I am dedicated to doing this, and I am kind of excited to get back into this because I've been feeling like such shit. And eating bad just leads to being lethargic, and my mind doesn't work as sharply. I don't want to do things. I don't want to move. I just kind of want to laze around and waste days, and it's not something that I enjoy, and it's not a good feeling. So the first thing I got to tackle is my diet problem. And so I'm doing that the best way I know how by using technology and using things to help kind of regiment my life a little bit more. Right now I'm using an app called Yummly, which is basically if you ever use Pinterest or any of those kind of social networks where you save your favorite things and that kind of thing. Yummly is basically a recipe version of that, but it breaks down the recipe into all the ingredients it has, the cost of ingredients, and it makes it really easy for you to add it to meal sets. So like I have a dinner set, a lunch set, that kind of thing. And then from there's another app for meal planning that just lets you drag the meal plan into calendars, and it automatically generates a shopping list for you. So I think if I can plan some of these meals out more, I'm going to be doing a lot better. Weekends is a big trouble time for me. I'm fine when I'm working Monday through Friday. I'm keeping busy, but then as soon as the weekend hits and I have free time and have time to be spontaneous, that's when I run into trouble almost immediately. So it's important for me to make sure I not only have a plan on what to eat on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, but also a plan on what to do during those times, because idle hands get me into trouble. So right now, with it being summer, it's mid-July. I'd like to get some more golfing in. Doing it without getting the golf cart, so I'm kind of forced to walk around the course. I want to plan some other summer things I want to do this year. Jet skiing. I got to try that out a little bit. That was probably back in May. Enjoyed that a lot. I'd like to do some jet skiing. I'd like to do some four-wheeling. I would like to even do some hiking. I'm one of those guys playing Pokemon Go, and I know it's pathetic. I'm almost 30 years old playing Pokemon Go, but I love it. And it encourages you to go out there and kind of explore the world. If you don't know what this is, basically it's augmented reality. It's a phone game that's augmented reality. It rewards you for walking by like helping you hatch Pokemon, and you go out into the real world to certain areas to catch Pokemon, and you're forced to walk other areas to whether like Pokestops or gyms to get items and other things you can use to catch Pokemon. And basically what it really is just incentivized activity app. That's essentially what it is. They basically, gamified activity, which has been done before. It's not the first time it's been done, but this at least gives me a little more incentive, as if I need any more incentive. But it gives me more incentive to go out there and actually start moving. And I'm, getting the whole family involved too. My mom, She has been wanting to lose weight too. She's been doing good. She stayed relatively the same weight this whole time. I wish I could say the same, but I decided that I would pay for her to do a Zumba class because she was wanting to do some kind of activity, and she's eating healthier, and I'm trying to make sure that we both have healthy foods on hand, so that way, it's not only me who's losing the weight, but I also have encouragement from other people here who are losing the weight. So that's a good point to start with. I'm not going to be getting to the gym as much as I was, but I do need to at least dedicate myself to, obviously the racquetball, but I'd like to get back to lifting. I haven't lifted since like the tail end of winter. It's been a while, and that's got to stop. But I think to get my stamina built up, walking is going to have to start too. And when I first started this, all I was doing was walking in the house. Obviously, I can walk a little more than that now, but if I can just do the outdoor walking like I was doing in the midway point of 2013 when I was losing the weight, I know I can shed the pounds faster, and more importantly, once my stamina is up, I get more energy, and that kind of powers me through the whole diet part of it too. So, I have a plan, and it's just about execution, and, I have to be more consistent with it. I've done decently over the past few weeks, cut down on the beer a lot. 4th of July was a stumbling point, I guess you could say, but, I've cut down on the beer. I have been, keeping more stock of eating healthier things here. There's this toaster that kind of poaches eggs and, will warm up any breakfast meats like on the toaster itself. So I've been, making eggs early in the morning. I found that eating breakfast is key because when I skip breakfast, I get super hungry, and, I used to be able to just kind of ignore hunger, and that's how I lost the weight originally, but, that's not working for me now that I'm in the office more, and I have other factors that make me want to eat. So, that's not going to work for me anymore. So I got to make sure I'm having a breakfast all the time. I've got some extremely healthy cereals in that regard. I've got fresh fruits, yogurts. I've got some turkey, kind of like a soft turkey sausage jerky that I'm going to be able to have on hand. I always have carrots on hand at work now. I've been bringing those pretty consistently. So, I'm trying to get ahead of the problems I'll have before I actually get there, and that's key. But, essentially it's getting back to basics. So that's the kind of theme for these next couple months. Getting back to basics, losing the weight. And, I have so much motivation to do this. My GoFundMe has almost gotten to its, utmost point, and now I'm afraid that, I won't even be to a point where I'm able to get the surgery yet, because, I've gained about 100 pounds, maybe even more than that, and the loose skin isn't there like it was before. So, I've got a lot of work to do, and it's not something I can really just kind of take my good old time with. I do have a window where I'd like to get the surgery, and I do have, goals with work and goals with, going out and being more active and stuff. So I don't really have a lot more room for stumbling, and, I'm always given a lot of leeway by you guys. You guys are really supportive all the time, but, I really feel like I've just effed it all up, and, I have to stop the bleeding, and it has to be now. And, I'm very serious about this, and, I appreciate all the tips and the messages that I've been getting, and the messages of love. And, if you have any advice, or if you've been here before with the gaining weight back, you see a lot of people who lose this weight and they gain it all back, and I can definitely see how easy that can be. You still fall in those same old habits, and it can be really hard to stop once you start, kind of snowballing downhill. So we're going to nip this in the bud, and then, I'm going to be able to use this information to help people on that aspect of the journey when they lose weight too. So I'm trying to look at it as a positive, and I know this is a long video, but it's been a while since I posted the video, so I hope you guys will excuse that. Anyways, hope you guys are having a great summer. Weddy be out.